A pair of high school football players were immediately suspended after defying the school's warning not to carry flags honoring law enforcement and first responders. However, shortly after delivering the punishment, school officials deeply regretted their decision. For Little Miami high schoolers Brady Williams and Jared Bentley, honoring first responders isn't just something reserved for a national holiday. In fact, since Williams' dad is a sheriff's deputy and Bentley's father is a fireman, the young men have a deeper understanding of the sacrifice and dedication that come with serving one's community in the face of serious threats of injury and death. So, when the Ohio teens asked for permission to fly the thin blue line and thin red line flags at their next football game, they were gutted after school officials denied their request. However, it wasn't about to stop the pair from showing their respect to the men and women who have risked life and limb to protect others. In a display of defiance, Williams carried out the thin blue line flag while Bentley held the thin red line flag close behind him at the game's opening. The pair raced across the field before stopping at the 50-yard line and waving their banners in front of the roaring crowd as the marching band played. Of course, the bold move wasn't without consequence. Immediately following the incident, administrators indefinitely suspended the boys from school and the football team for insubordination, Fox News reports. Officials justified their decision by reiterating that the teens must be punished for questioning authority. "We can't have students who decide to do something anyway after they've been told that they shouldn't be doing it," Superintendent Gregory Power told WKRC. "We did not want to place ourselves in a circumstance where another family might want a different flag to come out of the tunnel, one that may be one that many other families may not agree with from a political perspective. Neither the thin blue line nor the thin red line is a political symbol, and both Williams and Bentley refuted charges that they were making such a statement. Instead, they clarified that they merely wanted to honor first responders who selflessly serve their community, adding that they would take their lumps without regret. "Listen," Williams said, "I don't care what my consequences are. So long as my message gets across, I'll be happy." "In our eyes, we think we did the right thing," Bentley said. "If I would have had the chance to do it again, I would," Williams concluded. Although the young men made it clear that they didn't care if the move came with a penalty, their decision to stand firm in their convictions has surprisingly paid off. After the word spread of their suspension throughout the media, the school received a massive backlash from citizens calling for the boys to be allowed to return to class. So, the Little Miami Board of Education was forced to issue a retraction, reinstating the teens in an effort to quell the outrage. Moving forward, Little Miami is returning the players to active status, and this matter will be readdressed as an athletic department code of conduct issue, with any potential consequences to be handled by coaching staff, the board said in a statement. As the season continues, the only two flags that will come through the Little Miami football tunnel are the flag of the United States of America and the Little Miami Spirit flag. Additionally, the boys caught the attention of the local nonprofit group Holiday for Heroes, which wanted to show its support to the teens for their efforts. As such, Williams and Bentley were awarded scholarships for their bold statement, WHIO-TV reports. Brady and Jared are true patriots. They did something last Friday that showed they are far beyond their years, the group said. These men stood up for a cause they believe in. Outrageously, the school has bought into the propaganda that supporting law enforcement and emergency responders is somehow political. Of course, these administrators will gladly call upon these first responders the moment that their safety is compromised, regardless of their own political biases. Despite trying to whip them into submission, school officials unintentionally made martyrs out of the young men and only emboldened them to stand up for their beliefs. Incredibly, these young men have demonstrated more courage and conviction than most of our elected officials, and they deserve every praise for it. Although the school officials likely believe that their swift punishment would discourage other students from similar acts of defiance, they may have underestimated the outpouring of support the boys would receive. Not only did the local community rally behind the teens, but national media outlets also picked up the story, bringing it to an even wider audience. News anchors, social media influencers, and even prominent figures from across the political spectrum voiced their opinions, many of them siding with Williams and Bentley. The uproar quickly extended beyond just the school board's decision. igniting a broader debate on the limits of free speech in schools and the role of patriotism in public spaces. Supporters of the teens argued that their actions were an expression of their First Amendment rights, while others emphasized that the school had to maintain neutrality and enforce its rules consistently. This tension between respecting authority and encouraging free expression is a challenge many schools across the nation have grappled with, but Little Miami found itself at the center of this growing cultural conversation. The teens' families were overwhelmed by the level of attention their son's story received. Both sets of parents expressed their pride in how their sons handled the situation. They weren't trying to start a movement or make waves, Bentley's mother said in an interview. They just wanted to honor their fathers and the work that they do. It was a simple, heartfelt gesture. William's father, a sheriff's deputy, added, "Seeing my son take a stand for something he believes in, especially something that means so much to our family. That's a moment I'll never forget." In addition to the scholarships from Holiday for Heroes, other local businesses and organizations offered their support. Some provided financial donations to cover the teens' future education, while others extended opportunities for internships and work experience. It became clear that the community viewed the boys not just as rebellious students, but as young men of integrity who were willing to stand up for what they believed in, even when facing consequences. Still, the school district faced ongoing challenges as the story continued to gain momentum. Parents of other students raised concerns about the broader implications of the school's decision. Some feared that the initial suspension had set a dangerous precedent, that students who didn't follow the rules would be rewarded if public pressure mounted. Others believed that the decision to reinstate the teens without any significant punishment showed that the school was caving under political pressure. The debate over how to handle similar situations moving forward became a hot topic in the district, leading to discussions about revising the school's code of conduct. In the days following the boys' reinstatement, they returned to school and the football field as local celebrities. Students who had previously viewed the incident as a small act of defiance began to recognize its larger implications. Williams and Bentley became role models for their peers, not only for their actions, but for how they handled the aftermath with grace and maturity. The boys were quick to thank their supporters, but remained humble, insisting that they didn't deserve all the attention. "We just did what we thought was right," Bentley said. "This isn't about us. It's about showing respect to the people who put their lives on the line every day." In an unexpected twist, the school received an invitation from a local law enforcement and fire department group to participate in a special event honoring first responders. The group invited the football team, including Williams and Bentley, to attend a recognition ceremony where the boys were personally thanked for their tribute. While some school officials hesitated at first, fearing it might reignite controversy, they ultimately agreed, realizing that this could be a healing moment for the community. The ceremony was held at the local fire station with both police officers and firefighters present. Williams and Bentley, alongside their fathers, were honored with commemorative plaques for their bravery. Local news outlets covered the event, highlighting how a seemingly small act by two teenagers had brought attention to the sacrifices made by first responders. It was a poignant moment that underscored the importance of bridging divides and recognizing the value of service to one's community. The football season continued without further incident, but the story of Williams and Bentley's bold stand remained a topic of discussion long after the game. For the two teens, the experience had been transformative. While they hadn't intended to make a national statement, they had learned valuable lessons about courage, conviction, and the consequences of their actions. "I never thought something like this would happen just because we wanted to fly a flag," Williams reflected, "but if it makes people think more about what first responders do for us, then it was worth it." As the dust settled, the school board vowed to use the situation as a learning opportunity. They began working with students, parents, and staff to develop clearer guidelines around the expression of beliefs at school events. Though tensions had run high, the community came together in the end, with many agreeing that the key takeaway was the importance of understanding each other's perspectives and finding common ground. Ultimately, what started as an act of defiance had become something much bigger, a reminder of the power of individual action and the need for ongoing conversations about respect, authority, and free expression in schools. For Williams and Bentley, it was an experience they would carry with them for the rest of their lives, serving as a constant reminder of what it means to stand up for what you believe in, no matter the cost. In the aftermath of it all, Williams and Bentley became more than just two high school football players. They became symbols of what it means to stand firm in your convictions, even when facing adversity. Their story resonated far beyond the football field, inspiring other young people to think critically about the importance of standing up for what they believe in, regardless of the consequences. It was a defining moment for both teens, one that taught them that courage isn't just about grand gestures, but about the willingness to face difficult choices with integrity and unwavering belief.